High unemployment has been one of the nation's most vexing problems since the recession. But increasingly, there are also mounting concerns about what constitutes a good job and a fair wage in an era of rising inequality. It's a story that won't go away. Tonight, Hari Srinivasan reports on a fast food worker trying to make a living in New York City.
25-year-old Shanita Simon has worked at a Kentucky Fried Chicken in Brooklyn, New York for 2 years. She's a full-time shift supervisor, helping manage other workers and filling in wherever she's needed, from being a cashier to running the fryer. You get benefits?
No. No vacation, no benefits, no sick days, no personal days. That's luxury. That's unheard of. No.
And all this for how much an hour?
I currently get paid $8 an hour.
Is 4 bigger than 4?
After taxes, that wage translates into about $270 a week in take-home pay. And with that, she's supporting a household of 7. 7 people in your house?
7 people in my household. My mom, my brother, my husband, and my 3 kids. I'm the breadwinner currently in my home. My husband recently got laid off. So, we have to foot the bill, and I have to hold my head up high and move on.
Over the past several months, activists and some fast food workers, including Shanita, have been organizing for higher wages. They point out that, like Shanita, almost 40% of all fast food workers are 25 or older, and more than 25% are raising children. It's not just teenagers flipping burgers part-time. But the industry argues that only 5% of restaurant workers actually earn minimum wage, $7.25 in most states. In New York and around the country, there have been day-long strikes to push for a $15 an hour wage for fast food workers.
If you recognize that the fastest growing industries in this city are fast food workers, fast food restaurants, and it's a race to the bottom, make some noise!
On her near minimum wage salary, Shanita is one of more than 10 million Americans working and living below the poverty line, which is around $35,000 a year for a family of 7. To better understand how people like her get by, we asked Shanita to track her expenses over the course of a week to get a sense of what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck on a fast food wage. Shanita gets paid on Mondays, and after depositing her check, $269.88 this week, she immediately takes out $100 to pay back money she owes from the week before. She's then off to the grocery store. Food takes up the biggest chunk of her budget. On this trip, she spent $53.57.
So that's for dinner, mac and cheese and chicken.
In addition to 5 boxes of macaroni and cheese, Shanita buys 3 bags of 99-cent per pound chicken that she cleans, skins, and cooks for her family. Each bag runs about $5.
My daughter milk, $6.
It's one of the most expensive items on her receipt, lactose-free milk, a necessity for her 5-year-old daughter, Kyra, who's allergic to milk, nuts, wheat, and egg.
104 is larger than 014.
Both Kyra and Shanita's older daughter, 9-year-old Kayla, get breakfast and lunch at school, which fills a big gap for Shanita.
They get 3 meals a day, and only how my children get 3 meals a day is because their school provides 2 meals out of those 3 meals. If I was to survive off of 3 meals a day for my children, we wouldn't make it. We would be homeless, we would be starving, one of the other.
While Shanita's at work, her husband Jude gets Kyra and Kayla to and from school and takes care of Sarah, their 8-month-old daughter. The family receives about $200 a month from the federally funded Women, Infants, and Children, or WIC program, for some of Sarah's basic necessities like baby food. Shanita told us years ago she used to qualify for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or food stamps, but at some point lost the benefit. The week we followed her, she decided to try and apply again. On one of her 2 days off, Shanita and her husband came here, a local New York City social service office, to apply for food stamps.
My day off is never an actual day off.
She waits 5 hours to apply because every dollar helps.
Anything they give, it definitely would stretch a long way if I have to use coupons and stretch and do what I have to do.
52% of frontline fast food workers rely on some sort of public assistance, including food stamps, Medicaid, or the Earned Income Tax Credit. That's according to a new report from researchers at the UC Berkeley Labor Center. In total, they calculate these benefits cost taxpayers nearly $7 billion a year. It will be 30 to 45 days before Shanita knows if she qualifies for food stamps, but she already depends on other public aid to get by. While she and her husband are currently without health care coverage, her children are all on Medicaid. And the family lives in a heavily subsidized 4-bedroom public housing apartment. Shanita has to pony up only $200 a month, but the week we followed her, she wasn't able to put any rent money aside.
Is it hard having 7 people under one roof?
It's very hard. It's on a day-to-day basis, sometimes you stepped on each other's toes and, but as a family, we learn to unite and we learn how to struggle together, because at the end of the day, this is about these 3 children. We don't let them experience poverty. We don't let them see, Mommy, can I go on my field trip? Mommy, can we celebrate Halloween?
You said that you wanted to keep your children from witnessing poverty, but you live in a really tough neighborhood.
Yes, I do.
The Brooklyn neighborhood of Brownsville, where Shanita and her family live, has one of the highest violent crime rates in all of New York City.
We don't do anything in this neighborhood but buy what we need and come home. If we have to go somewhere very important, we make sure everything, absolutely everything is in walking distance because we can't afford transportation.
Shanita did spend $20 on public transportation the week we were with her, but she's also forced to sometimes take taxis. For example, after applying for food stamps took so much time, Shanita and Jude had to hop in a cab in order to not be late picking up Kayla and Kyra at school. But the family does a lot of walking, including the almost 1.5 miles to and from school. Shanita says the daily round-trip bus fare would be too expensive.
My kids is in one of the best schools in Brooklyn, and we have to sacrifice transportation, walking 45 minutes a day to make sure they are in the best schools, because we can't afford, for them to be, just getting by in school. I got by in school, and I'm in fast food. I'm in one of the quote-unquote low-wages jobs.
After spending $45.35 on toiletries for the house and an estimated $40 on baby supplies, including wipes and diapers, Shanita's bank account is down to $3.26 by the time the following Monday rolls around.
Is there something that people in the rest of the country are missing when they say, you know what, I would be happy to take an $8 an hour job? Times are tight. People would be willing to work for anything.
I would say to them, it's easy looking from outside in and saying, oh yeah, with that money I'll be able to, build mountains, but let me see you survive. I want to see anyone. I challenge you, do it.
It's a challenge Shanita Simon overcomes week after week.
Tomorrow, Paul Salmon continues our look at income inequality with a story about efforts to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour in SeaTac, a small city south of Seattle that includes the international airport.